It's a different community, probably a closer community online than it is face-to-face. You cannot hide, and so it creates a closer knit community.
For me, experiencing the Hold program and switching to an online format has been transformational.
My satisfaction in my job is wrapped up in that connection I have with my students. I was skeptic. I was thinking, like I said before, that I would be sitting in the back of, or in my office in front of a computer and kind of bored. I cannot tell you how much or how wrong of a perspective that is based on my experience.
I had to modify the exercises some and then stick them in the right tool.
I gave them podcasts to listen to, graphic organizers to analyze, of course text readings and links, 3D model demonstrations where they could kind of look at how the brain operates. A lot of video was embedded. My favorite technology tool for myself was just simple YouTube. So what I did is I would just meet with my the brain injury survivors, videotape my interview session with them, upload it, have my students watch the video, post a wall where they had to ask questions to the survivor.
The technology allows you to break a class of 20 up into groups of any size you want.
Every student seems to have something to say, whereas in class some students will remain quiet, the other ones will talk all the time. In this instance, every student is required to say something, and a lot of them seem to lose their shyness or hesitancy that they might have in a group.
The quality of their work increases. They got to choose how they wanted to demonstrate their learning via technology. They could videotape themselves, they could formulate graphic organizers, they could provide presentations like Prezi or PowerPoint or Keynote, they could submit charts and diagrams. So that was where technology was beneficial and how they accessed, made sense of the content, and then showed me what they ultimately learned or understood from the course. Their level of engagement was it surpassed my expectations.
People that hide behind their laptops or their books or their papers, the shy ones, who are just as good a student but just a different approach. You learn them the last day of class. I remember her name or his name. In an online class, you learn those people the first week.
They were grappling with issues at a deeper level. They were making meaning in a deeper manner compared to my face-to-face class that I've taught it a few times so far.
I also learned how to become much better organized in the presentation. This forced me to think about every single detail of the class and how it fit in. As a result of that organization, I was also able to really communicate to the students what the learning outcome was. Improved my teaching quite a bit.
I was learning from them. That was what was really cool. I was an active participant because on a weekly basis, I was learning from their questions and their posts and their answers. Whereas in a face-to-face, I'm not sure if that happens to that degree.
To actually do organizational behavior. And in the face-to-face class, we do that together as a learning community. To modify that is to then find enough exercises, conversation, reading pieces, assignments that force them to come together to create that learning community where organizational behavior takes place.
It's very, very effective for course management and organization, even if you're not teaching online.
My understandings were stretched, and I'm not sure if they've been stretched to that degree or in that way before. I felt connected with most, if not all, of my students in a manner that I don't usually say.
Well, I was originally skeptical about online education. I come from a department that is generally skeptical about online education, and particularly as a historian, someone in the liberal arts and in the humanities, I think my eyes were opened to the possibilities of online education, and I can see that it can be very appropriate.
I got to read their thoughts. I got to contribute my thoughts to their thoughts. I mean, layer after layer, week after week. So it was a very good experience.